Hi, Dr. Paul Teich here. Please visit my website at www.drpaulteich.com, and of course you're viewing me now on YouTube. What I would like to talk to you about today is the hula hoop. This is a special hula hoop made by Carla, and its implication on the cranio-sacral respiratory mechanism. The hula hoop is one of the best instruments that can be used for low back rehabilitation. The reverse hyperextension, $2,000 for one of those, is noted as the best tool for rehabilitation of the low back. I, Dr. Paul Teich, sports physician, believe that the hula hoop is one of the best tools for rehabilitation of the low back. In almost no other exercises will you contract the stomach and the low back thousands of times if you can actually do this for a few minutes. There's a lot of women who would like it if their husbands could do something for more than a couple minutes. Maybe this will lead to that. Well, if you were having sex, salsa dancing, hula hooping, hula dancing, you might be using this type of motion and contracting the stomach and the low back thousands of times. You couldn't do it too many times. People don't do it enough. The hula hoop and its implication on the cranio-sacral respiratory mechanism. Many years ago, Dr. John Upledger, in his residency, studying to become an osteopath, was taking part in an operation where they were removing a teratoma, or a spinal anomaly in the form of a tumor. And it was Dr. Upledger's job to take a hemostat and hold the dura, the tissues that go around the spine. And they cut those apart so they could get to the tumor on the spine. And Dr. Upledger was holding the covering of the spine. And he noticed that while he was holding it, it tugged. And it tugged at a certain rhythm. And there was an operation going on. He looked at the breathing, and that was at a certain rhythm. And he looked at the heart, and that was at a certain rhythm. And the tugging on the tissues around the spinal cord was going in a completely different rhythm. And he named this the action of the cranio-sacral respiratory mechanism. In the brain, there's an area called cisterna chyli, and it produces a fluid, CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. And it is an electrochemical solution that bathes the brain and the peripheral nerves. It's produced in a cavity up in the brain. It goes down the spinal cord to keep it moist and healthy, and also to clean it. No one knows how it goes back up against gravity and gets dumped out at the thoracic duct and goes into your lymph system and so forth to become waste. Well, Dr. Upledger decided that it must be due to the cranio-brain, sacral, butt respiratory mechanism. And that is powered by moving and breathing. So that were your spine out of place, which you would go to a chiropractor for, your cranio-sacral respiratory mechanism would be working less. And he found that many different problems dealing with health are due to a blockage of the cranio-sacral respiratory mechanism. I, Dr. Paul Teich, believe that by doing the hula hoop, you would be aiding your cranio-sacral respiratory mechanism and causing health. That is the implication of the hula hoop and the cranio-sacral respiratory mechanism. No one has put this together. This is very important, and people should know this. Although I can't imagine any billionaire who was running our health in the government would say, what you need to do is buy a hula hoop, and that will cause massive health. I won't list health problems, but many of them would probably be made less and cured by doing this. Just like many are made less and cured by chiropractic, and many are made less and cured by sacrocranial work, or cranio-sacral work. So, here I am, contracting my low back and my stomach muscles thousands of times. I wouldn't have done it in almost any other exercise. After a couple of hundred, most people can feel it's a little bit aerobic. If you're in any kind of really, really good shape, I mean, you can hula hoop for hours and hours, it's still going to be good for you. If you're at the point where it is still feeling like an aerobic activity, you need to do a whole lot more of it. And it's real good for you. You, your husband, your kids, everyone should be hula hooping. Well, thank you for viewing this. And once again, this was about the hula hoop and its implication on the cranio-sacral respiratory mechanism. Thanks, and have a wonderful day.